Greetings everyone, Cellophane Dancer 98 back at it again with another reaction. Look at the top 10 Red Rangers from Super Sentai this time. We're going through the team colors. Let's see how these top 10 compare to the top 10 White Rangers. So let's get into it.
Everybody knows that the Red Ranger is the leader. He's the one that poses in the middle of the group. Throughout the legendary history of Super Sentai, we've been introduced to many iconic Red Rangers. But what Red Ranger will reign supreme? Today we count down the top 10 best Red Rangers in the history of Super Sentai. And of course, let me know your picks in the comments.
Well, I'm pretty sure Deca Ranger, I'm wondering if Mega Ranger might make the list. But I'm pretty sure Die Ranger's on there. Then Shikin Red, I think, might be a good one. So let's see who else fills up the list.
Number 10, Mega Red.
Called it!
Ranger. So Kenta acts extremely immature and juvenile when we're first introduced to him. He's a lot more interested in gaming than in doing anything heroic or adventurous. But over time, he goes through a long story arc, and he ends up fitting in nicely here. Within Mega Ranger, all the Rangers have crests on their helmets, and this signifies the ability that they have. Kenta's crest is a computer, and he has the ability to upload any skill, and is thusly very powerful. I also love the way his drill saber looks. It's just a cool concept to have a sword with a drill for a blade.
Especially if you consider that he's a gamer, Science even knows a lot of gaming skills.
Number 9, Ninja Redo from Kaku Ranger. Sasuke is undoubtedly the alpha on this team, as he is bullheaded and brave to a fault. He's often quick-tempered, immature, and sometimes short-sighted. He can be irrational, but his loyalty to the team is unwavering, and he is extremely strong-willed. He's shown to be very proficient in hand-to-hand combat, and this may be one of the reasons why he's so much of a fight first, ask questions later kind of guy.
I could see that.
Number
Oh,
8,
God.
Zenkai Juran from Zenkaiger. Is he a ranger? Well, he's a Kikinoid. Based on the Daijujin mecha from Zyuranger, he represents the role of a Red Ranger within the context of Zenkaiger. Despite being a Red Ranger, he is definitely not the leader type, and he would gladly let Zenkaiser handle that responsibility. No, Zenkai Juran is more interested in partying, dancing, and joking around. In fact, I'd have to say he's one of the most entertaining, likable, and downright funny members of a Sentai cast that you might ever see. Number 7, Red Hawk from Jetman. So Yu, also known as Red Hawk, is what you would consider a stereotypical leader type, meaning he's a good guy's good guy. He's valiant and brave, and he inspires the other team members by being such a great leader. He's very serious and focused on the task at hand. Eventually, he would marry Kaori, also known as White Swan, so he even gets the girl in the end. Number 6, Yu Ranger from Dai Ranger. So Yo is dragon themed, which a dragon in itself is already an awesome concept to start with. He uses ki power and is exceptional at kung fu, including hand-to-hand combat and the use of melee weapons. In fact, all of the weapons and equipment that he uses look awesome, which is typical of Dai Ranger. His mecha is a giant dragon, which can turn into a bipedal mecha form by itself. But the main reason why I had to have him on this list is because of his sick-ass helmet design. It just looks awesome, and honestly I think it's one of the best helmet molds that Toei has ever produced.
That's fair, I guess. Yes, he's on here.
Number 5, Shinkin Redo from Shinkenger. Takeru is extremely smart and fierce. He is a true leader of the
So that's 2 of the 3 that I recommended. I wonder if Deca Red made it on.
other Rangers, and they train with him non-stop. Eventually, he would have a story arc with Rina, where she would take over as the leader of the Shinkengers, and as the de facto Shinkin Red. But Takeru still had the loyalty of his teammates, and eventually he would reclaim the role of clan leader and leader of the Shinkengers. Plus, you know, he has a big-ass sword. What's not to like about a big-ass sword?
Berserk! Oh gosh, yep, there he is.
Number 4 is Bon from Deca Ranger. What is there to say about Bon, other than that he is kind of insane? When we first meet him, he's kind of friendly and a bit immature. But man, whenever he meets Deca Break, something just goes off in his head and he just can't handle it. But the conflict between Deca Red and Deca Break is some of the most hilarious watching you will ever experience in Sentai. These guys just play off of each other so well, and their dialogue is just the stuff of magic. But eventually, over time, Bond starts to mature through the experiences that he has on the show. And eventually he would blossom into a great leader, and eventually he would become promoted to Fire Squad and become a more focused professional soldier.
Sounds promising. Aka Red.
Number 3, Akarenja from Gorenja, the originator, the OG. When he's not Henshin, you can find him wearing a pimp
So he's number 3. So who are the last two then? The top 2 Reds.
suit. It was the 1970s after all. If there was a Mount Rushmore of Sentai Rangers, he would probably be on it, simply because of how iconic and recognizable he is. His Ranger suit screams 1970s and has a lot of visual similarities in common with the other Sentais around at the time, as well as OG Kamen Rider, Akarenja. We couldn't have the rest without him.
I can see that.
Number 2 is Geki from Zyurenja,
Nice.
also known as Taireno Ninja. As far as personality goes, he is actually very similar to Red Hawk from Jetman, being as he is Mr. Good Guy. You know, he's the type of hero that you know will remain brave and probably do the right thing in difficult situations. But if he wasn't such a good guy, then the fight that he had with Burai would not have worked as well. As an audience, we really had to know how good Geki was to understand that he did not want to fight Burai. Much like his brother, Geki is also an incredibly talented martial artist and swordsman, and he is more than capable of handling himself in combat. In Zyurenja, there's no question who the leader is of this team. Everybody else pretty much falls in line and takes his direction and guidance. But you know, not everybody can make this list, so here are some honorable mentions.
Hurricane chair. Nice. A body red.
And the number 1 Red Ranger in all of Super Sentai,
I'm starting to think this guy's a bit biased towards the Gokai Rangers.
Captain Marvelous from Gokaiger, who is the most charismatic Red Ranger of all time. Captain Marvelous. And hell, he might even be the most charismatic Ranger, period. I don't know. He is an anti-hero of a Red Ranger. He is unashamedly after his own ambitions and the ambitions of his pirate squad. And if he just so happens to do something heroic along the way, well, so be it. But Captain Marvelous plays by his own rules at all times. He's very skilled in combat, but he also has enough charisma to sometimes get what he's after without the need to resort to combat. As an unhinged ranger, he looks and dresses differently from every other Red Ranger in the history of Sentai, with his wild teased hair and his pirate's coat. And as time goes on, it really seems like his fame just kind of grows and grows, and he's starting to take on a legendary status amongst the community. I think that in 30 years or so, he might be the most iconic Red Ranger of all time. But only time will tell.
True.
And you know, that's just my list, guys. Let me know your picks in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you would smack the shit out of that like button. Thanks for...
That was fun. Yeah, I'm glad all 3 of my guys that I called out were actually on the list. So yeah, that was fun to see. Definitely looking forward to seeing what else they do with them, though, with the other colors, like the blue, green, yellow, pink, like all those guys. So let's see how things go. Oh wait, we already did pink and white. Yeah. So that means black, green, blue, yellow. Is there anything else? Man, I wonder if there's enough purples for a purple list, so that might be a pretty short one. Definitely was only like, what, 4 orange rangers or so? Somewhere around there? 5? I think 5. Anyway, in the meantime, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did. Looking forward to seeing more Super Sentai content as we continue on with the month. You guys take care. I'll see y'all in the next video. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. Let's keep on growing that channel, trying to reach as many people as we can with Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman content, along with some other fun content here and there, of course. Very important to spread the comedy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!